Slater and Gordon lawyers have conducted some research in the UK, and the primary cause for divorce is actually adultery. What we are finding is that a huge number of people are coming in raising questions in relation to sexting, inappropriate text messaging and sending of picture messages, and that is being cited more and more within not only adultery petition but also within other divorce petitions. From a legal standpoint, adultery has a clear definition, and that is sexual intercourse between a male and a female. The difficulty we have now is that with same-sex relationship, it doesn't fall within adultery, so you can't end your relationship because of that. But there are other categories available, such as unreasonable behaviour. Many people who come into our offices say that they see the sexting and pitch text messaging as adultery. And unfortunately, because of the legal definition of adultery, it doesn't fall within it unless it's to support it and take that petition forward. What we do, however, have is another ground, which is kind of a catch-all, and that is unreasonable behaviour. So you can end a relationship citing text messages and other forms of flirtation, which may mean that they have not actually legally committed the act, but are behaving in a way that you find is unreasonable to bring about the end of your marriage. The law has had difficulty adapting to deal with these relationship endpoints. Unreasonable behaviour, which is more of a subjective test, has always been around, and it still allows people to divorce on what their emotional state is, which may not be the same as your own in terms of response to certain text messages or picture text messages that may be sent out, or even meeting for dinner with a person of the opposite sex. So collectively, lots of examples of different things can bring about the end of a relationship. I think the rise of accessibility to social media allow people to engage in ways that they never did do before. Websites such as, or should I say apps such as Tinder, are a great example of where people have actually found out of spouses or friends of spouses who are actually online engaged in other relationships or openly out there saying that they're single. It has brought about a way of communicating that is different from how we used to communicate. People are less likely to say, make flirty comments or say suggestive things if they're face-to-face than they are if they're sat behind a computer and texting something out. It's quite quick, it's quite a cold response. So I think people have changed in the way that they communicate, which actually, to a certain extent, has actually brought about a lot of marriages and the end to those marriages. If you suspect your partner of having committed adultery, it's always a good idea before you take any further steps to find out whether that is the case. So speaking with them. Marriage guidance is always accessible, resolution, other ways of trying to resolve the issues to hopefully move forward within your marriage. But if you need legal advice, and I always advise people to find out what their rights are before they take any legal action.